Do 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 ba ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Oh hey there everyone. Good morning, stackers. Hey there everyone. It's Joe. Where you know me from, all those places where you've known me for the last 10 years or so in the bullion industry. May have served you in a store. You've probably watched a bunch of my videos on a bunch of different channels, Bullion Now in particular, Ainslie as well. And you may have just seen my personal stuff too. This is Good Morning Stackers. Get your tasty beverage ready in the next 30 seconds. We will be doing what I call the synchronized slurp. Totally ripped it off from someone else. We can talk about that another day. But get your tasty beverage ready. What we do is we slurp it at the same time, hence the synchronized slurp. This is Good Morning Stackers, your place to be for the Australian stacking community and anyone else who wants to join as well. We're not xenophobic here. We will take anyone from around the world who wants to watch this 15 to 20 minute live week daily morning show. We're going to get straight to it in just a second. We'll do some price analysis, a little bit of news, something like that. And that's pretty much it. It's basically you watch this as you're getting ready for work. You join the little family here that we will be building, the GMS family. And we just have a good time every single weekday morning. And then if you don't catch it in the mornings, if you're still sleeping in, shame on you. But if you want to watch it later on, that's okay too. So get your tasty beverage ready. And I'll quickly give you a bit of an introduction. This is the first one. So we'll talk about me. Of course, we'll talk about me. We'll talk about what the show is about. We'll do some price analysis and a couple of things. And then you can get on your merry way for the rest of the day. So ready? Here we go. In 3, 2. Now, I have no idea if this is working in terms of the, yes, did you see it? That is my face on there. I have no idea whether this is working in terms of the audio quality, and I've probably got maybe one watcher. I don't know. Let's find out if the one watcher is watching. Can you post a comment and let me know that the audio is okay? So let's quickly look. Is the audio okay? Can you hear me? I mean, I can see myself, definitely, but is the audio good? I have no idea, and I won't find out until later, so this could be completely terrible for the first one. So this is Good Morning Stackers, as I said. I've explained what it is and what it does. We'll take a look at the price of gold and silver in just a second. Look, I do have my dressing gown on here. And I thought, well, you know, is this going to be a thing? Do I wear the dressing gown every time? Is that part of the costume? Is it part of the set? But this set might change as well. We're in my amazing set, which is the office right here with a blank background. Sounds fine. Danny Vitt, you are the first commenter on the first show. And you're up at 7:10 in the morning. That's good as well. So congratulations. Welcome. Welcome. Let's have another. You and me, Danny, we're going to have another synchronous slurp together and screw everyone else because they're not here yet. So ready? Here we go. In 3, 2. So good morning, stacker. Well, the stacker's technically plural. So I need your opinion later on. If you're watching this, I want to know: is this going to be a thing? Do I do the dressing gown, or do I just? I've got real clothes underneath. But maybe we're going to stick with the dressing gown for now because it's bloody cold in here this morning. So let's take a look at the price of gold quickly. And then again, this is like a 15-minute, 20-minute thing while you're waking up and I'm waking up, and you can watch it live. You can post a comment. So post a comment below. youtube.com/@gold at Good Morning Stackers. I should put that as a little thing on the top. I should always, look at this, watch this. How interactive is this? Look at this. How cool is that? I can just move that as well. Hopefully that actually worked. So cool. So let's take a look at the price of you rise early. Danny does rise early. And watch this, Danny. Get this ready. How cool is that? So if you post a comment, that will actually come up, and I can actually put that up on the screen as well. So if you've got anything to say in live show, keep it clean, keep it respectful, all that sort of stuff. But I can turn you on and then turn you off again. So anyone wants to comment, that's what you get. Well, it's a very live, interactive show and all that. So let's get to it, because you know the show is about the price of the metals. It's about economic news and all that kind of stuff. And I think I've actually hello to my my regular Facebook friends as well, because I think I've added Facebook to this as well. So hi people, this is what I do. For a long time, I've been a social media manager and a content creator, and big into the. I love my precious metals. So here we are. This is the price of gold. Now, for stackers, you know this price very, very well. For anyone watching this who's like, what the hell is gold? Well, you know what gold is. So precious metals investors we're commonly referred to as stackers. So I'm a stacker. My stacker friends are stackers. We're all stackers. And it's called stacking because you buy coins or bars and they stack on top of each other. So you can stack them on top of each other, hence stackers. So this is the price of gold. This is in US dollars, and then we might quickly look at gold in Australian dollars as well, and we'll do silver and that. So here we are. So the market has yet to open. I'll double check that. Yeah, market is still closed because the US spot price opens on the Monday morning. But here we are. Looks like we're a little bit toppy. And what I mean by that is we've had a huge few weeks. So 1, 2, 3, a red week there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3. We've had basically 8 weeks, sort of 8 out of 9 weeks have been green weeks, meaning the price has gone up. And that's getting a little bit extended. So I was mentioning in a post on a Facebook group yesterday, the other day, a couple of days ago, blah, 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 that gold's. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of weeks, even possibly a few weeks, in the red, meaning gold price going down. So I just want you to see that. This is on the weekly time frame using the tradingview.com website. It's priced in US dollars. Currently right now, 2,391 US dollars, and we'll do the Australian dollar equivalent in just a second. But after you have such a large rise, a sell-off is not surprising. And we'd also already have come into this range right here, which I've had drawn in for quite some time. If you've been watching my video and price analyses on other bullion dealers channels, right there. So we're within that 2,050 to 2,470 range. And also last week, 2 weeks ago, we topped out here, and then last week, just gone, just finished, we had a lower high. Now, technically, that usually means that you've had a lower high, so that's why I'm suggesting lower prices to come just within the next maybe week. It could be just one red week, and then we're back onto it. But I think some lower prices are probably coming. And of course, I'm going to be happy to be wrong, because we're all in this to better our lives and better our families and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm saying. But that's in gold. Let's take a look at gold in Australian dollars as well. We also need to take a quick look at the Australian dollar to US dollar rate as well. But this is gold in Australian dollars. Now, in Australian dollars, you've actually seen that this last week we've actually closed with a higher high. So there's a potential there for gold in Australian dollars to not to range a little bit more and not have that bigger crash. But it does really all depend, and I'll show you right here, on the US dollar to Australian dollar exchange rate right here. Now, if you're following the AUD USD, what you'll notice here is that we are at a really huge inflection point. We've been in this triangle pattern for quite some time. It's at the bottom end of this triangle pattern, and the more times you knock on the door right here, more times you knock on the trapdoor in this case, the more likely it is to be taken out. So unless we see a big reversal right here, it would suggest to me that it is more likely, doesn't mean it's going to happen, more likely that the Australian dollar continues to weaken against the US dollar. Now, people think, well, what does that mean? Basically, that means the price of things denominated in Australian dollars, which have a US dollar base, might either will not they'll either flatten out, or they could increase. So I'll show you what I mean. So for example, if this starts to go down and down and down and down, so this Australian dollar, so the Australian dollar continues to weaken against the US dollar, and let's say, for example, gold in US dollars right here doesn't move at all. Like, let's just say that's it's not what happens in life. Let's say it doesn't move at all, and for the next week it just stays at exactly the price it is right now, but the Australian dollar is weakening against the US dollar. Well, then you would actually see the price of gold in Australian dollars go up because the Australian dollar is weakening against the US dollar. I hope that makes sense. So in Australia and every other foreign currency, you have to really be aware of what your currency is doing against the US dollar, when in particular when we're talking about precious metals, we're talking about, well, US stocks, anything denominated usually in US dollars, if that makes sense. So I am not confident on the Australian dollar against the US dollar. I think it's going to continue to weaken, but we just really need to see it break that line right there, and then I would say it's continuing to weaken. You never know, we could have this big surprise and we just head back up again. It could be a fake out. Doesn't look good at this stage. So that is gold in Australian dollars, and we're coming close to this area right here of the 3,985 Australian dollar level per ounce, and then that's also coming close to a very key target, and this is top trend line right here. So it just depends on when it hits. So we're not there yet, but I'm going to suggest in Australian dollars we're going to start to get to an area where people go, oh, it's historically becoming quite high. Well, it's actually historically very high, but it's coming to an inflection point right here, particularly this trend line. So some people may take advantage of that and sell a bit. So around this kind of area, the 4,000 to 4,300 Australian dollar area per ounce of gold, I would expect some people to go, I think I'm going to take a little off the table, and you might see a bit of sell pressure. However, that just might completely go through the window. We might sail through it. So, you know, it really all does depend. So that is gold. Let's take a quick look at silver. Silver in US dollars, where are we? $28.66 right here. I'm going to quickly go back and just check your comments, any particular comments right here. Let's see. Nope, Danny's there. Is Danny still there? Hopefully he's still there. Hopefully that light is not too bad as well. Danny is still there. Is anyone else there? Post a comment below. I want to hear from you. We're going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. It's so quick, maybe 5-10 minutes. For this first one. So I can move that back right there. So let's go back quickly to the silver price. So $28.70 right there. We'll pop into there. There we go. So $28.70 roughly. Now we've come up to a midterm all-time high. So we've matched that level around about $29.29.30 Australian dollars, and we're coming close to this final hurdle, as I've called it, at $31.20. For me, that's the final hurdle which we need to break above in US dollar terms. We need to break above and hold above on the monthly time frame for me to be confident to say that silver is absolutely in now its complete bull market, no questions whatsoever. Hopefully you've been getting in before then, but if you're the cautious kind of person, you're waiting for those final hurdles for you, maybe that $31, $32 area is a level for you to say, now I'm getting in because it's 100% confirmed. None of this is financial advice. Of course, maybe you've been back in since March of 2020. We all know what happened there. That's when silver went down to $11.70 US. That's crazy. I just remember that day. I was working at a bullion dealer at the time, and that week, oh my God, we were incredibly busy. So that is silver in US dollars. Let's quickly look at silver in Australian dollars. You're going to start to hear some noise in the background because literally I'm in my home office, so the family and the kids are waking up and all that. I'm trying to find the right time to do the live show. So let's take a look at, where are we? Silver in Australian dollars. Right here. Now this is very interesting because we are around about the all-time highs for silver in Australian dollars. Again, because the Australian dollar over the last quite a number of weeks and months, year or so, has been weakening against the US dollar. So that's why you see silver rising in Australian dollars much more quickly than in the US dollar price. So we're at near all-time highs. So congratulations to all. And the market has yet to open, but in silver we have posted a lower high on the weekly time frame. So I was also suggesting in silver it might be time for a bit of a sell-off in silver, and particularly in US dollars. I think it's coming at least for a couple of days, at least maybe a week or two, but usually where silver goes in US dollars, it will go in Australian dollars, but there might be a little bit difference there. So that is silver in Australian dollars. And if you haven't seen my recent posts, my next sort of major resistance levels for silver in Australian dollars, you're looking at, and I don't think it's going to happen this year, but we'll keep a note of them. 75 Australian dollars, I think, will be a key area. That's to match the US dollar price of $50. So it's the US dollar equivalent of 50 US dollars, which is the all-time high in silver for back in 2011 for the silver price. And the next one, definitely not going to happen this year, but I just want you to keep note of it, is 120 Australian dollars per one silver coin ounce. I wish I had one to show you. I'll do that next time. But that is when silver would hit about 75 US dollars. That's the Australian dollar equivalent, about 120 Australian dollars. I'm going to keep it at that for the price analyses. Let's go back here. And do we have anyone? Hey, Joshua Lynch. G'day. All right, quickly. So the light's all right. I think I'm going to have to find a better time. Joshua Lynch is here. So let's say a quick. Oh, no. All right, here we go. So let's say quick. Let's go back here. Joshua Lynch. Hey, mate, from Gladstone, Queensland. G'day, Joshua. Do you like the dressing gown? So I'm wondering whether, just quickly, if you weren't here for the start, I'm wondering whether this is the part of the costume. I don't know. I've got my usual stuff under there, but I don't know. Is it part of the costume? I've got to get some better lighting in here because I've got the window from as the sun is rising, but it's creating a couple of things. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. We'll see. Maybe that might create a bit of better light. Oh, there we go. Because there's that sunspot there. Okay, that might be a little bit better. So g'day, Joshua. It's great to see you. Do I have the man himself? Hi, Joe. Love the show. Just wanted to let you know I went to Lam. You did not go to Lammy's the other night. Did you actually go to Lammy's the other night? Nicholas is a long-term homeless man that I made friends with many years ago. And look, he's tried to get himself up there and start kicking goals, but something always gets in the way. Usually it's spending too much money at Lammy's on a Sunday evening, on a Sunday night. So that's Nicholas right there. Say hello to Nicholas, everyone. Poor man. No, he's actually really kicking goals. So let's see. Question from Danny: will silver outperform gold? That's a really great question. Let me get back to you very quickly. Desi, good morning, everyone. All right, this is the place to be already. This is fantastic. And Desi is also saying that is when silver goes to the moon. Yep, I think you're talking about the final hurdle of that $31.20. And Joshua says very professional. You think? Oh my God, thank you. I appreciate that. This is going to get even better. So again, this Good Morning Stackers show is all about, I'm going to move that, is all about being the place to be for this sort of 15-20 minutes in the morning as you're getting ready for work. I've only got about a minute and a half to go. So very quickly, that is when, good morning, where are we? What's that silver question was? Will silver outperform gold? That's a great question. So let's go over to, it could potentially, but let's take a quick look at the gold to silver ratio. Maybe this might go over for the first show. I really want to cap it at that sort of 15-20 minute mark, but my kids are about to wake up too. I have a bet that my eldest son is going to knock on the door. Well, no, he won't knock on the door. He'll just come in and go, what's going on in here? So this is the gold to silver ratio. Very quickly for the stackers out there. Nicholas, the homeless man, he won't have a clue what I'm talking about. Hey, Nick, love your work, mate. I'll explain more about Nick in another show. So this is the gold to silver ratio. I posted this on the Gold Silver Stackers Australia group just yesterday, a quick video, but I'll quickly go over it now in about 1 minute. This is the price of gold divided by the price of silver. So it's basically, as this chart is going up, you're seeing silver outperform gold over time. As this chart is going down, gold is taking center stage and it's outperforming. So both gold and silver could be going up. They just be going up in regular prices forever. But this gold to silver ratio will still go up and down because one just might be outshining the other, if that makes sense. So that's tracking two assets. two assets together. So as you see this go up, gold has been outperforming silver. So back in 2011, there was a really good opportunity to buy gold, and that's when the gold to silver ratio was at 1 to 32. And if you had held gold all the way from 2011 to March of 2020, what happened in March of 2020? We know that again. You could have swapped the gold that you bought for an absolute truckload of silver on a per ounce basis. And then similarly, if you had have waited, if you had have just gotten into silver back in March of 2020, and then you watched it outperform and outperform and outperform and outperform gold, you could have swapped your silver for much more gold in your hands if you, other than if you had have just bought gold up here. So there's a way to up your ounces without really outlaying a whole bunch of extra cash. You just swap in and out of your gold and silver over time when the chart looks good for you. So very quickly, on the monthly time frame, we'll go back to the weekly. I've been talking about this key area, and this is in the video I did yesterday. You've got this long-term downtrend line right here. We've broken out of the downtrend line, and we've come back to retest it. So gold broke out, it started to outperform silver, and then it's had a bit of a retest. Silver has started to head back up again and outperform gold. But we're at a major inflection right here. Usually what happens, so you have a breakout of a major trend line, and then you usually almost always have a retest of that trend line. Now, what happens from the retest is the question. What can happen a lot of the time, again, not financial advice, is that you could see a bounce off this retest. So breakout, retest, and a continuation of the trend. So you can see that, that's the trend right there. If I do that and I go like that, you're going to let me do it? No, you're not going to let me do it for some reason. Okay, that's fine. Screw you too. We'll try that. Yeah, there we go. So you can see that uptrend right there. So a breakout, a retest, and then a continuation of the uptrend, which means it could suggest that gold is going to continue to outperform silver. Again, they could both be going up, but gold is just going up quicker than the other. So if you're in the precious metals, you're probably going to do, I think, quite all right. Not financial advice over the next months and years coming, where no matter whether you're in gold or silver, they will continue to go up over time, I think. But if you want to really take advantage, potentially gold could do better. But this is a very key level right here. And I'm going to call it around about that 80 level, that 1 to 80 level. If it maintains the 1 to 80 level, you might see that rise in gold outperforming silver. But I'll tell you now, if we look on the monthly time frame very quickly, you can see we've got this key level here, which hasn't been broken for any significant period of time. That's about the 1 to 93 ratio. And I tell you now, if we break, and here's the big thing, if we break the gold to silver ratio down and we close the month of April or any month below the 80 level right here, and I'll pop this level in right there. Nicholas is just, Nick is, he is completely in awe of my technical prowess when it comes to all this stuff right there. So if it breaks that 80 level, particularly this month or next month, if it closes below 80 for the month, I'm going to say silver is about to really outshine gold. So that's why I'm saying this area right here is a crucial area. So that is it. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Are there any quick questions? Anything like that? Let's go back. Very professional. Thank you, Joshua. So I think I'm going to end it there. We'll do one last synchronized slurp. And what that means is, again, you get your tasty beverage, we slurp it together. The rule here at Good Morning Stackers is you have to do an audible slurp. And if no one else can hear it in the whole room and the whole family, it doesn't matter, it's between you and us. So here we go. Get your tasty beverage on the count of 3. Ready? The synchronized slurp. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. So what will be coming with GMS, as I've dubbed it? Number 1, join the family. Please share this around. Please like it. Please share it. Most importantly, sharing. Share on anywhere you can think, on your socials, on groups, on anywhere that you like. I won't say anywhere in particular, but just, share it around. And join me every morning at around about that 7 a.m. So it won't just be price analysis. We'll be doing, hopefully, interviews. We'll be doing coin reviews. We'll be doing, I think I'm going to do some live auctions eventually as well. Might auction off some stuff. If you want to send something into me, send it into me, and I'll do a live auction, and product reviews, and just lots of economic news and all that kind of stuff as well. But for the first one, that's who I am, Joe Main, been a stacker for a long, long time. I've worked in the bullion industry for many, many years. And no worries, Danny. So Danny just said, thanks for the explanation. You're welcome. That's what we're here for. And we're really here to build this group. I have just this feeling, I have this really good feeling that GMS, Good Morning Stackers, is going to become the place to be in the morning for Aussie stackers and, again, anyone else around the world. So I really want to hear your comments. So post a comment below. I'll later on, you can post it now or later on. If you're watching this later on, how can I do this better? How can I do it great for you guys? How can you, so join the family. Again, like it, subscribe to the channel, that's most important, but really you want to share it more than anything else. Give me a subscribe, but then share as well to spread the word to the Aussie stacking community and anywhere else. Now, Nicholas, who's been watching this, if he's still watching, he knows I can keep talking on and on and on because that's part of what I do for my night job as well. I'll explain that in another day. But look, I'm going to really keep it at that, short and sharp. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Desi. And thanks, Nick, as well. A few watchers. So you'll be here seeing me again tomorrow morning around about that 7, might be 7:15 kind of time frame. Just got to wait for that perfect light, and I'll figure out the set's going to get better. Maybe get a ring light and the whole thing. It'll be great. So that is it. That has been Good Morning Stackers. I'm going to get rid of this. And then I think what I do is I hit the finish button and then it asks me if I want to finish. There we go. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. That's been GMS for the very first one. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll speak to you soon. See you tomorrow.